Hi there VC, it's Steve Whitty here again. Another video, another recent finds video, and this is, showed you last week, I bought two boxes of singles. Well, this is box two, so I'm going to go through what I've got in the box. I mean, the first one took nearly half an hour, so I'll be quicker this time. So first up, you've got Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Anything That's Rock and Roll on the Shelter label. And you have The Police, Don't Stand So Close to Me. This is the poster version. The cover opens out into poster. And we've got Elvis Presley, Wooden Heart, followed by Surrender. Then I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day. Then you have, let's get the rest of the Elvis stuff out. The Fair's Moving On. The Wonder of You. My Boy, Moody Blue, and a reissue of Crying in the Chapel. Now this came out in '77, probably just after his passing. So yeah, got quite a few Elvis singles now, so pleased to pick them up. Next up, I picked up a little bit of Queen. So Killer Queen, and on the B side is Flick of the Wrist. That's a number 2 single in the UK. Another number 2 single in the UK. I've already got this, but this really pristine cover is Crazy Little Thing Called Love, which went to number 1 in the States, backed by We Will Rock You, I think the live version. Another record that went to number 1 in the States and was top 10 in the UK. This is Another One Bites the Dust. It was probably the biggest selling single ever, actually, worldwide at the time. B-side Dragon Attack, which is a personal favourite of mine. And another single released in 1984, Radio Gaga, with B-side I Go Crazy. And then the last Queen pickup, I Want to Break Free, followed B-side Machines, Back to Humans. I Want to Break Free really signalled the end of the Queen's career in the US, primarily because of the video where they did a pastiche show of Coronation Street, which is like a soap opera in the UK, and which they all dressed in drag, and for some reason it didn't go down well in the States. They're like they're meant to wear trousers, it's sort of thing. But hey ho. Rainbow, I Surrender, top 10 hits for them in the UK. Quite a really great single. This is Helen Reddy's Angie Baby, which was, I think, a top 10. I don't know how big it was in the States. I know it probably was top 10. It was top 10 in the UK as well. Then next up, I've had a rather respectable pickup of Rolling Stones singles. So It's All Over Now, which I believe was their first number 1, backed by Good Times, Bad Times. Another number 1 single for them. This is Little Red Rooster, followed by Off the Hook. Have You Seen Your Mother's Baby, Standing in the Shadow. And then it's Who's Driving Your Plane, the B-side. Let's Spend the Night Together, backed by Ruby Tuesday. Jumping Jack Flash, backed by B-side Child of the Moon. Pleased to find this. I know the cover's a bit tatty, but it's Rolling Stones, It's Fool to Cry. And you've got on the B-side Crazy Mama. Respectable, And then on the back, the B-side, When the Whip Comes Down. This was called Single Stones, and this came out, I believe, 1980 or 1982. I can't remember. So its A-side is Not Your 19th Nervous Breakdown, and then being a double A-side, you've got Have You Seen Your Mother Baby Standing in the Shadow. So I've got that twice. Probably one of the great singles they did Waiting on a Friend. Then you've got Under Cover of the Night. Oh, Waiting on a Friend, B-side, Little T and A, I think that's Keith's song. And then Under Cover of the Night, All the Way Down. So, a healthy pickup of Stone singles there. And a couple of Roxy Music. We've got the second single, Pyjama Rama, backed with The Pride and the Pain. And then All I Want Is You, followed by Your Applications Failed. Nice to find a single in the Pink Island label sleeve. Looks like singles to come out. Batch out. So this is a particular favourite of mine. Sad Cafe, My Oh My, came out in 1980, and it was to sort of celebrate the 1980 tour, which was probably their biggest tour near the dates. So I'd have probably, if I'd have gone to the Birmingham Odeon on March the 28th, Friday March the 28th in 1980. This was a top 20 single from their biggest album, Facade. Then you've got Leo Sayers, Long Tour Glasses. I have gone on before. I reckon Leo Sayers just a great storyteller. Classic British pop single, Needles and Pins by the Searchers. Happy Birthday, Sweet 16, Neil Sedaka. Different Times, Different Times. The Seekers, The Carnival Is Over. And another Seekers set, Ron. This is Georgie Girl, which was the title, which was the theme song to the film of the same name. Pistols, Pretty Vacant, backed by No Fun. One of the most important groups that came out of England, I do believe, is The Shadows. This is The Stranger and B-side Man of Mystery. Their biggest selling single was Wonderful Land, and B-side Stars Fell on Stockton, which was written by the band, and Stockton is not too far from where Hank Marvin and Bruce Welch hail from Newcastle. This batch, this is another vintage #1 single. This is Walking Back to Happiness by Helen Shapiro. She was only about 14 when she recorded this. In fact, the Beatles supported her at one stage early in their careers. She was a friend of Mark Bolan. I think they went to the same school together. So, from the East End of London. Okay. Next batch. Sandy Shaw, Always Something There to Remind Me. I believe a #1 single for her. And then this song, I think she came to hate this. This is Puppet on a String, and the significance of this really was it was written for the Eurovision Song Contest 1967. We'd never won it. The UK had never won it, and this actually won it. It was the first time we won with this song. But I think the song itself, she grew to hate it because it's very much being obedient to your man sort of thing. Be a puppet on a string. Probably don't sound right now. Some Shirelles, Will You Love Me Tomorrow? Some Shawaddy Waddy, Hey Rock and Roll, which I think was their second single, top 10 single. This was written by the band, but they ended up being a rock and roll covers band ultimately, and this is their version of When, which I think the Kaylin Twins took to #1 in 1958. Really pleased to find this. This is Simon Dupree and the Big Sound, Kites. This is like their biggest hit single. It may have been their only big hit single. Simon Dupree and the Big Sound morphed into Gentle Giant. And I'd forgotten I picked it up because then when I was flicking through, I found this, which was like an EP that came out a lot later. In fact, this is worth more than the actual single on Discogs, apparently. So it's a 4-track EP. Kites leads it. For Whom the Bell Tolls, I See the Light, and Reservations. So pleased to pick this up. This is Nina Simone. Ain't Got No, I've Got Life. Always pick up a Frank Sinatra EP if it goes there. This is Hey Jealous Lover. You've got on here How Little We Know, Flowers Means Forgiveness. You forgot all the words, Hey Jealous Lover. So we're pleased to find that. Another song, single, it's an EP, I was really stoked to find. This is Skids, and I can't remember the name of the EP because it's not in its sleeve, original sleeve, but its lead track is The Saints Are Coming. The significance of a bit of that song being obviously when the Superdome reopened after Hurricane Katrina. U2 and Green Day recorded the version of this. You know, sort of the opening song, the track that the team ran out to. Skids were one of my favourite bands when I was a teenager, so I was really pleased to find that. Another favourite band you all know, Slade, Wheels Ain't Coming Down. This was a top 40 hit. This was the follow-up to We'll Bring the House Down. And this is a true story of the truth. When they were trying to make it touring the States, they were on a plane and the plane was having problems. They got into real difficulties, and it basically tells the story of that journey. Yeah. Next batch of singles. Really pleased to find this in this state. This is Sly and the Stone Family Affair and Love and Hate on the back. Small Faces, Lazy Sunday. On the B-side, Rolling Over. I think I might already have this, but it's the Spencer Davis Group, Give Me Some Loving. Aha! The Chicken Song was Spitting Image. Now, Spitting Image was a satirical program in the 80s, and the characters it spoofed the politicians at the time with latex rubber, and then you got impressionist puppeteers underneath. Ronald Reagan was a particular favourite at that time, and Maggie as well. Maggie was dressed up as a man. This is a pastiche of the novelty holiday songs that people used to. Whenever they went abroad, there was always one song every year that ended up in the charts. An absolutely naff awful song, Europop, and it's sort of like this sort of takes this off. Double B-side featuring the Wet Gits. The B-side, and we're talking about apartheid now. I never met a nice South African, and that's not blooming surprising. Nin. Apologies for the appalling South African accent there. Jim Stafford's Spiders and Snakes, his only hit in the UK. Always like a bit of Quo in my life. This is Mean Girl. This came out in 1970. Then we've got Break the Rules. This came out in 1974. Living on an Island. This came out in 1979. And then their version of Something About You Baby I Like, which came out in 1981. Something a bit different to what I normally pick up. This is the EP for Tommy the Troubadour, starring Tommy Steele. Now, Tommy Steele was Britain's first rock and roller, but his big hit was Singing the Blues. However, he's quickly morphed into sort of like middle of the road, family entertainment sort of thing. And the reason I brought this Tommy the Troubadour EP is you've got on here, and this used to be played a lot on the Junior Choice on Saturday and Sunday on Radio 1, Little White Bull. Cat Stevens, Matthew and Son, his debut hit single, B-side Granny. Donna Summer's MacArthur Park version. Got the Richard Harris version. Apparently there's a 17 minute 34-second version of MacArthur Park on her album Live and More. I'm not really sure if I really want to check that out, actually. That sounds a bit too long. Classic #1 single, Survivor, Eye of the Tiger. First single I got off this band, Sweet, Love Is Like Oxygen. This sort of represented a bit of a comeback for them. They'd obviously been hit in the glam stakes, but they suddenly they sort of fell off the charts. This sort of represented their comeback. Yeah, 1978. Talking all things glam and pop. Mark Bolan, Hot Love. And then Get It On, or as it's known in the States, Bang A Gone. And then The Groover. Oh, excellent. Really pleased to fan them. And then we've got Thin Lizzy, version of Bob Seger's Rosalie, and the B-side is Half Cast. Yeah, well chuffed to find them. And then just go through the final batch. Classic #1 single. Sadly, none of the band are around now. This is Thunderclap Newman, Something in the Air. It was written by Speedy King, produced by Pete Townsend. Wilhelmina is by Andy Newman. He was a bit of a keyboards wizard. Jimmy McCulloch it was that completed the lineup. Go to a party. This always comes up, even if it's the mega mix. You're the One They Want, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, and they also found a copy of Summer Nights as well. So, something I was quite pleased to find. This is Turtles, Eleanor. And then on the Old Gold label, this is the Turtles, Happy Together. One of my favourite bands at that time growing up was UFO. This is Lonely Heart. It's a clear vinyl single, backed by Long Gone. Another favourite band while growing up was the Undertones. Wrote some just great punk pop songs. Wednesday Week, I think it was the last top 10. It's something I was pleased to find because it wasn't that big a hit in the UK. This is Vanilla Fudge and their version is Keep Me Hanging On. I know it got to #1 in the States. Yeah, was it? So I was quite pleased that it's very hard to find that debut album actually. Bobby V, Rubber Ball, and backed by Everyday. I'm not sure if that's the Everyday that Buddy Holly done, because Bobby V came into prominence because after Buddy Holly's demise, they needed another somebody else to go on the road, and I think he was chosen. Walker Brothers, My Ship's Coming In, and then I found this, bit similar to the Dion the Belmonts I showed them, the other single on the Philips label. It's a 3-track EP, Make It Easy on Yourself, The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore, and My Ship's Coming In. Classic, indeed, classic cuts. Single I used to own as a lad, this is Whitesnake's Fool for Your Loving. It was their big breakthrough chart singles wise. And then you've got Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City. It comes from the live album, the same name. From the Live in the Heart of the City album, sorry. And this. Whenever Whitesnake play the UK, he always plays this. He doesn't play it across the rest of the world. I don't think it has that significance. But it always goes down well in the UK. Wings, Little Luck. Stevie Wonder, Happy Birthday. Obviously dedicated to Martin Luther King. This is Tammy Wynette, Stand By Your Man. This came out in 1969. It was released again in 1976 and became a #1 hit single for her. Almost Done. This is a 4-track EP that came out on the DJM label, and this has got the Dixie Cups, Chapel of Love, Red River Rock, Johnny and Hurricanes, Runaway, Del Shannon, and Remember Walking in the Sand, the Shangri-Las. The last thing I'm going to show is a bit of a cure. It's a flexi disc. This on here, you've got side one, Sweet 16, BB King and The Ox by The Who. On the B side, you've got Let It Rain, Eric Clapton, and Bulldog Blues, Rory Gallagher. And this was sort of like a present from the Polydor guitar album, so it was sort of like gave away in sounds. I mentioned in the video last week about the demise of the NME. Well, sounds was probably my mag of choice because I was very much into heavy rock at that time, and it was more seen as a heavy rock magazine, guitar-based pop. So, those are all my singles. If you've just come across this channel for the first time and you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. More the merrier. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't mind either way. I like the interaction. Feel free to leave a comment and I will always reply back to you. So that's that for this video, BC. So till the next time, take care of yourselves, keep spinning, and more importantly, keep smiling.